Hello, hello. We are live with Regicide versus Crazy Geniuses. I am here with Bros, my trusty co-commentator slash carry because it is 4 a.m.
Good evening, good evening. It is a little bit late for Revy. This one was supposed to start a little sooner, but got postponed by an hour. But we're getting into it right now as we speak. Getting the lobby set up here. We got for you guys Regicide versus Crazy Geniuses. Regicide being a former league champion back when I was on the team, good old days. Actually, you were on that team too. Both of us were when we got our champ roles for that.
Season 1 champions and second place in the last season.
Not too bad, I'd say.
Potential champions.
Yes, Regicide, always a team to look out for. Always strong. Today they're going to be going up against the Crazy Geniuses here. Residentes, Jayabura, Phantom, and Duvan. Even though this is a 3 seed versus a 14 seed, I would not take the Crazy Geniuses lightly. They are definitely a team that are more than capable of pulling off an upset, grabbing a few big wins here and there, and really shift the tide. Should be a fun one to watch here.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they do. We haven't seen too much from Crazy Geniuses, so we'll get a good grading of how we can expect them to perform in the league from this match.
Yes, and I do believe we do have everybody in the lobby right now. See if we can switch over to the slide here. We roll out our track list. We're going to be starting off with Assembly Lane here. One of a Regicide classic pick here. Obviously, the Gumi being the world record holder on this track, loves to play here. Some of you also might be keen to notice that Draywin has joined Regicide. He is one of the newest players from RC coming over from England, hoping to make a big difference for this team here. And it's going to be an interesting one to watch here, Assembly Lane.
Gray is definitely going to be a big talking point because he is a really impactful player. Just, I feel like RC's been lacking a full-on item Andy, as we like to call him.
Yes, so. I'm only good at pulse with, but items, I do my best, but I would say that it's not the strongest part of my game.
But there's always someone doing it. It's not necessarily their speciality.
Always gotta have the item guy. Could you click onto the OBS here?
Yeah, I'll have to sync them first though.
Ah, yes, I see. Syncing the good old point of views here. Also, we do have a disconnect. Vaughn has disconnected at the start of the race.
Start, giving us more time to prepare. Very kind.
Yep, gonna have to reset here. Unfortunate. Looks like Dre had some problems too. Oh, that's unlucky.
Try and work out the characters.
Always annoying trying to get the starts of these going. Have some lag issues. I guess in the meantime we can talk about some of the players on both sides here. On Regicide's team, we talked about Draywin already and the Gumi, but we also have Don and Dong, not to get confused between the two, but Dongitos, one of the OG members of Regicide, has been around for ages, honestly. I think he might be the oldest player in the team now. And Don, who has been out of the game for quite some time, but recently has made a comeback. He's been playing a lot more ranked, and he's on the league roster, and he's going to be playing tonight. It's really his first big match in a very long time, so it should be interesting to see how he plays in this war here.
not the strongest opponent, so he can ease into it. Not too much pressure on RC. They're definitely not the underdogs here, but
I think there's always a little bit of pressure in RC.
I think there is potential for an upset.
There's always potential for an upset. But on the other side of things, with Crazy Genius, this isn't exactly you know, the lightest lineup here. Jayabura, who very recently in the 4v4 tournament was a part of that TGC squad that placed in the top 4. As well, I believe was Residentes on that team too? Can't really remember.
It was Blindado Knights.
It was Blindado. Yes. Well, regardless, Residentes does play quite a bit of ranked, and he is, I would definitely say, a pretty good FFA player. I think he's dabbled around in Platinum and maybe even... No, he's definitely been in Amethyst quite a bit. Duvon as well. He's definitely their item guy for CG. Love watching Duvon play. He's one of my favorite players to watch. And Phantom, who, being honest, I don't really know too much about Phantom. Do you have any insight on him, Revy?
Yeah, well, I told you before the stream, but yeah, I've been doing some research on the team before the match, and he does seem to be a high-scoring player, so I'd expect he's probably a big front runner, maybe. Although it actually looks like he's playing in back row right now, so it's hard to say.
But everyone knows that back row is the secret front row, you know.
Yeah, we've seen a front row, a back row front running meta forming.
Yes, it's mainly due to how desync works in this game, that if you go fast in back row, you don't die as much as you do if you're in the front row, which is very funny to me. But
at the same time, if everyone doesn't, it doesn't work.
It's true. True, it's an interesting guessing game that is CTR Online.
It definitely depends on the host and such.
It does look like we have everybody load in this time around, which is good news. And hopefully we can get this race started here. We got Drewind and Megumi for the point of views of Regicide, and we have Duvon for Crazy Genius here. It's going to be rolling off the grid here. We're going to have Megumi going tight here, going fast. Not going to be taking a crate, but he does use fire. Is he able to be holding that first though? Looks like he is. Not going to have a contest, but has quite a few guys behind him. He's going to roll a shield here, a little bit of extra protection, but opts to hold it for now. He's got Dong right behind him. Doesn't want to kill his teammate with a shield. That would not be good. But looks like you're getting the early top 2 right now for the team of RC. Actually, no, that is top 3.
It's worth mentioning Megumi is a host, so he's out of range from the Yaya Panda.
We do have Duvon here. He's got Infinite and a Mask, so he's going to be making a push here. See if he's able to do anything about this top 2. He's going to throw a bomb back at Dre, but he's going to fall off the track. A very costly mistake there for Duvon. That is not what you want to do at the start of this. Is Dre's going to land a bomb on the Cortex. I believe that is Phantom. So looking like a pretty good start right now for Regicide here. They only have Residentes up in the front.
It looks like he's lost fire.
As well. But
and he misses his missile on Dong.
Dong was definitely up there, and he did have some issues. So
the crunch definitely can catch.
Gonna be working on Dong here, seeing if he can do anything to him. As Don is in 6th place as to Coco.
I think he'll come down to this next item roll.
Looking like a pretty solid top 2, maybe even top 3 right now for Regicide. And yeah, Jayabura's gonna die, but it does look like Don gets hit as well. And Don is gonna be there for the cleanup on Jayabura. So currently top 4, but Don not having fire, gonna probably drop down the order again. But Don making a bit of a gap here. Oh, Residentes has an orb. and the orb's gonna get Dawn, so not quite over here. Dre does dodge as well as Megumi, but Meg did lose fire, so he's losing a little bit of ground here. It's gonna be interesting to see if Duvan and the rest of CG can catch Dawn here.
Duvan has the missile.
Duvan
So
has a
they
missile,
need to
but
communicate here for... Duvan really needs to try and overtake.
Ooh, 2 nitros on the pad there. He's gonna take Phantom's shield off, but he's got another one. Phantom just needs to let his teammate by here. He's gonna get the missile. Dawn's gonna get the shield off, so missile won't kill it. We'll just take off the shield. But now I'd say you let Phantom push
Another
here.
missile,
And it does look like Dawn takes a beaker, so he's going to be dropping out of that 3rd place spot. Unfortunate for Dawn. And Clock's gonna come out. I believe that was... Whose clock could that have been? Maybe that was an RC
that
clock.
might... It seemed to benefit CG potentially. Only Dong... It took out Dawn on the shortcut, and now Dong's getting back rocketed by Duvan.
Yeah, that was
So
actually a really nice there by Duvan.
If that's a CG clock, that is a really well timed clock, and like it's that wouldn't be an easy clock to call. So
Did look like Phantom was in 3rd, but he gets hit by something in the shortcut. He's got quite a bit of a gap though over 6th and 7th. That's really where most of the fight's gonna be. And Duvan loses fire right after the pad. He's gonna try to line up a bomb, but he's not gonna hit his mark. It does look like Dong is in a mask right now. Resident is in 8th. Is quite a bit of a distance behind here. Orb is gonna come out though, and it's gonna take his shield off as Dong's gonna roll in mask right after. And
both
yeah,
dodge.
both Regicide members are able to dodge that, and even more dangerous is that the other CG members did not dodge that orb, and now both Dawn and Dong are pushing here. This could be a potential top 4 here, first race from Regicide. Fortunately, we don't have any point of views on the action up ahead, but we can see on the minimap from Duvan. Will they be able to make any spots here? Does not look like it's going to happen though, but regardless, it is still going to be a top 256 Regicide, which is going to be plus 11 points after the first race. Very strong start for RC.
Let's type some
That-
scores.
Yeah. I don't know. Looking back on that race there, was really one at the beginning when Megumi was able to break away after the first turn. Even though he didn't hold his fire, not dying there, during a nice early top 2, and some good teamwork within the pack allowed Meg and Dre to secure a top 2 and get a nice early victory. Up next here we got Engine Labs. Should switch up the music for this one here.
Yep.
Righty. So we have Engine Labs coming up here. Another track that Meg specializes in with time trials. Former world record holder here. Definitely knows his way around this track, and can say that from personal experience, this is a certified Regicide classic. They love going here, although I do believe this might be a CG pick, given how the draft order works.
Well, it's not really a pick because it's RNG.
Oh, it's randomized. Oh crap, I didn't know that.
Well, it's RNG with bands.
RNG with bans. Okay, that makes sense. I guess Regicide having a lucky start here. I really should read into this league format so I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I mean,
Sure, by
it's-
like week,
that was the
by-
same the last season.
by like week 3 I'll figure it out, I'm guessing. Yeah. Engine Labs here, you don't really have like a certain way to like get a way at the start here. You can try different things out by just going super tight or going left and right, zigzagging, going for an early mask. But what I like to do as the host here is going for the early Wumpa in the corner. That way no one in the back row can take that Wumpa. But we'll see if Meg does that. I have a feeling that Meg is just going to try to go fast here at the beginning. You see Dre and Duvon this point of view, and Meg is opting to just go fast and allows Duvon to grab the Wumpa. Gonna be getting a 7th place box here. Just gonna find Infamous though. Meg does unfortunately die, and it is going to be Dong in the lead, but he's going to get bombed now. And this is actually early top 4 for Crazy Geniuses, as it's just Dawn up there at the front who can make a difference. Duvon right in front of him, but he's got infinite reserves, so they're set up very good, and Dawn's actually going to get hit. Unfortunate for them. And Duvon now going to be playing the item Andy and slowing down with a shield in Dre's face. Can he take him out? Doesn't look like he is, but he's holding triple bombs here. You gotta be careful. Orb's gonna come out though, and it's going to take out everybody except Dongitos. Don's in a mask here. And looks like Meg's also found a way
to take the on the SCP.
Oh, that's a tough beaker to take, but I don't think it's going to matter. I think this is still going to be a top 2 right now for Regicide after
it's
what was looking like a... Oh, it is top 3, but Dawn is going to get hit. Looked like it was going to be a very dangerous start there for Regicide, but they are able to get back up in the front there out of a very lucky orb that no one in CG had a shield for. Dre's holding a mask. He's going to take out Duvon with it. Very well executed mask there. Going to get the mask off on Phantom as well. Meg's got to be pretty careful though. He's got a Yaya right on his tail. That would be Residentes. Meg's sitting in his shield right now, so he's just going to probably want to drive quickly here. Not have to worry about him too much. He is taking some interesting lines, and he is going to shoot the shield off and take out Residentes. Now it's just Jayabura in 3rd place, being the only line of defense between him and Dre, who has the infinite reserves right now, and Jayabura also in a shield. He's got to be very careful here before things could go really bad for him. You see in the back here on the right side, Duvon just holding a mask. He's going to find an orb. Just gonna shoot it off
straight away.
And he does get
Dong doesn't have a shield here, but he's gonna get fireback straight away unless a clock.
And clock is also going.
And that's
to come
from
out
RC.
Well. That
we see Megumi trying to go for the wall bunk dodge.
And yeah, Dre's able to hold forth with that. That was an interesting power item selection there. I think Duvon should have probably tried to hold the orb a little bit longer. And see if he could get it at the right time, but really all this did was allow Dawn to get back up to the front. He was pretty far behind in 8th, but now he's in 5th right now. And if Jayabura dies here, this could be a top 4 for Regicide, because Duvon's not rolling the best items in 6th. But as I say that, he's going to find the mask, so maybe he can work his way back up to try to see if he can catch Dawn here. Otherwise,
he's going to be looking for an item here, Specs fam, but he's not quite getting it. Okay, he's going to try and hit this bomb.
The question is where he's going to try to hit it. He's going wide here, just allowing Jayabura to get a little closer. He's going to shoot it back. Not going to hit him though. Just off the mark, unfortunately for him. He's going to find another bomb. Not going to be able to connect to it though. Jayabura is actually very close to him.
He could be...
Well, he could get hit. He's gonna have a shield now. See if he goes for a slowdown or he just opts to take a second. We'll just take a second. As does look like Dawn did have some problems, and he is going to be dropping to the back here. But regardless, this is still looking like a very big win here. We'll see what spot Dawn gets over Residentes. Unfortunately, can't see any. And Dawn is gonna hold on to 7th, so that is going to be another plus 11 for Regicide.
Not the start that CG are looking for.
No,
They've definitely had opportunities, but I'd say, especially in that race, it kind of slipped away from them with the power items.
Very unlucky. They were top 4, and none of them had a shield to dodge the enemy orb that came. RC was just able to capitalize off of it. Very well-timed orb from Regicide's side. Dong able to get up into the top spots with a mask. Able to control the race from there. Kind of unlucky on Crazy Genius side, but that's just how CTR goes sometimes. Sometimes you'd rather just be lucky than good, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, sometimes luck is enough.
Coming up next here, though, we got Hot Air Skyway, one of my personal favorite tracks to drive on. I will say though that since this is a blue fire track and a pretty strong blue fire track where the fire is pretty early in the track, a lot of how the race unfolds depends on these first two sets, especially the first one, which does make this a pretty big dice roll track. If you are just going fast, die at the beginning, not really much you can do on a front runner's end, but whoever can get to first place after they reach the pad often will be able to dictate the race from there, which allows for some top spot potential here. Could allow CG to get back into this lobby.
A pretty interesting dynamic of this track is like the first item rolls or the first item spam is before like you take any corners, which kind of means like the whole pack is quite separated in the beginning and it's kind of random how you get hit or not.
Yeah, especially for the guys that go fast. Usually when they get hit, it's when they're like crossing over the gap, so they die and then they're losing a lot more time. So then they're like really far behind at like 10 seconds into the race, which makes it really tough to catch back up. But here we go now as we get stepped back in with the race started. Should probably switch the screen, Rev.
You got it.
Oh, no, you're good. Okay, so yeah, it looks like Meg does die, and it's going to be an early lead for Jayabura, but Dawn is right on his tail with Dong as well. Who will be able to reach that fire pad first, though, and it's going to be Duvan masking through everybody except Dawn up at the front, who is going to be fighting Jayabura. And it does look like Jayabura does get hit, though, so Dawn is going to be in first place now, going to be controlling the pace here. Duvan holding a rocket, but no Wumpas, so that rocket's essentially useless right now. Most of his team is pretty far on the back there. Residentes launches a bomb and does take out Megumi, so still at 2-3-4 right now for, 2-3-4-5 now for CG. Jayabura doesn't have fire, so he might be losing more spots, but he's currently in 4th right now. I'll be interested to see if he can get back to the pad. Duvan loses fire right before the blue fire, so he's going to be backing off of Dawn a little bit. It's going to be an interesting race to see unfold here with CG kind of stuck in the middle with 2-3-4-5, but they do have
instead of the pad here.
Oh, that is Residentes who's fallen off the pace. So now it's Regicide with the 5, 6, 7 spots trying to work their way back up through the pack. Next guy they'll be fighting is Jayabura right in front of them. Going on to this straightaway here, notorious for launching bombs on, very difficult to pass. And oh, Meg accidentally with the team kill there, taking out Dre. That is not what you want to see at all. Very bad mistake there.
Trying to throw the missile away.
But Duvan is going to take a beaker here right before the blue fire pad and just jumps off the track. That is not what you want to do at all there.
He's stuck a bit, yeah.
He's going to be stuck, and it does look like Dong is going to get hit right before the pad, so going to be losing more time as Duvan losing fire again, so he's just going to allow Megumi to just go by him for 3rd place for free, allowing Regicide to just get back into this lobby.
Ordering a 3rd place mask as well. If a power item is... Oh,
and there's the power item. So Duvan's going to dodge this with a shield, but has no fire.
Has a shield.
A lot of time here. And should also note that Dawn has made quite a big lead over 2nd place as well, so 1st place seems to be all but secured for Regicide at the moment, as Dongitos has moved his way up into 4th place as well.
And a lot of pressure here on Phantom now.
Yeah, Phantom has been caught up by Megumi. Does he even have blue fire? He's gotten, like, he lost quite a bit of time to
He's
something.
just doing extra safe lines here.
Yeah, Meg is right there pushing with a shield. He's going very quick. He knows where all the items are on the track, so that allows him to push really hard, especially with infinite reserves. Getting very close to Phantom, but Phantom finds a very nice bomb on Meg. Gonna take him down there, and he's gonna also get him right before the blue fire pad.
Very nice from Phantom.
But he's going to get hit right after the pad as well. So now Mega does have a chance to get back up right to him.
Meanwhile, in the back,
is...
Gray's actually getting taken out. He might actually drop down to 8th here.
That means nothing.
The missile from Phantom is huge.
Very nice missile there. As Residentes, he does have help coming on the way, but Dongitos is right there coming up.
And the
Megumi! Wow, that is quite a snipe to hit right there, I gotta say. Very impressive stuff by Meg. Will he be able to beat Residentes though to the finish line? I think he will. It's gonna be very close, but I think he's gonna get there. Another top 3 for Regicide, and Dre going to be taking 6th place from Jayabura at the very end as well. Oh, no, 5th place. Wow, that is a huge race there from Regicide after what looked like everything going wrong at the start. Able to convert a top 3-5. That is a plus 17. They have blown this war wide open, Revy.
Yeah, and that's rough. They had such a good opportunity there, and you just see them mopping up all of Dawn's back spam. And I feel like it could have been easily prevented if they just went a little bit wider.
Very impressive back spam by Dawn. Was able to hold on to that 1st place. Allow his team to get back into the mix there after what looked like a very unfortunate start for Regicide. Interesting hot air skyway with how that played out.
And this is just going to be demotivating for CG. They need to keep their mentality in check here, because this could easily snowball.
When you get a few big losses like that, you now have a 2 whole race deficit in the points. You're just 3 races in. That's a tough hole to dig yourself out of.
And when you're faced with this point difference against a team like this, you're thinking to yourself, how is it even possible to come back from this?
That's true.
Because
coming up next, we have Roots Tube.
Roots Tubes.
One of my favorites here. Being a Pulsewood guy, you gotta love this track.
I think we know you have a little bit of history with the track.
A little bit of dancing here, let's say. Okay, we got Ruse coming up here, and actually, right before this started, Megumi was time trialing this track. He was showing him some tips and tricks how to get around here with Pulsewood. He's starting to get the hang of it at the very end, but it's an interesting track with Wars, because even though the Speed Ghost is banned, where how you enter it through the normal time trial way is banned, it is possible to roll an engine here and hold an engine Pulsewood into getting a Speed Ghost, which is completely legal, and also possible to hold for multiple laps as well. We do have a slight correction on the scores there.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit of a position glitch. I had a suspicion that might have happened, but I wasn't quite sure.
Regardless, we are loading into Ruse right now. Something to look out for is guys slowing down on first set, trying to find an early engine or an early mask, which are both really big on this track with how flat it is. What you can do here, Megumi does go for the slowdown, but only finds a canister as Duvon finds the mask this time, and he's going to mask all of Regicide, and it's going to be an early top 2 here for CG. They have to hold these spots right now, as now it is a top 3 with Residentes third.
The missile lands from Trey.
However, it is a pretty significant
and a mask plows through from Phantom. Top 3.
Going to be working his way up now as Wow, quite a big gap now for CG at the start here. A big race here. This is really what they need
taking
to get
trapped crates. And a mask from Residentes taking out Dre and putting him in a precarious position.
Yeah, that is not a spot that you want to get masked in. He's pretty far behind now.
And I think we even saw Dawn taking a trapped crate that was placed by the top 3 players, so really well executed.
CG definitely has a good race going on here. They just need to convert as they are
Dawn
also
gets taken out.
Here.
We're looking at top 4.
Situation here for Crazy Geniuses, but not over for Regicide. Can definitely roll the engines and get back into this here, but they are not rolling them right now. Only finding bombs here and oh no, as I say that, Dre does find himself an engine. So Dre could be working his way back through the pack here. He's just got to get some nice pulse league action going on, and that is not what you want to do. Right into the pole. Very unfortunate for him.
Looks like a bike missile landed here, or I don't know. Was that?
I don't know what that is, but it does hit on the wall, so Meg does keep the fire, and he is going to find an engine. This is Regicide's last hope here to get back into this, as Residentes does get hit here right before the off-road shortcut. So Meg going to be able to zoom past him and potentially up into 3rd. He does have an engine here as well as Dre.
It's not going to be enough to break the top 3. Now it comes down to what Residentes can do.
Residentes in 8th place right now. Does look like he might be in an engine at the moment. Or could be a mask, but he does have a missile going up against Dre here. Is he able to get the kill? Dre blocks him with a bomb, but kind of wonky driving. It's going to be enough to get to the end though. But still a top 3 for CG. Big race. And that's what they need to get back into this for.
And I have to say, like, we saw some really good stuff from CG there, like the crate trapping, some perfect speakers placed down. RC just really helped them get that gap.
Yep. I'm sorry I cut you off there. I thought you were done. But yeah, it was a big mask by Duvon at the start of the race that allowed him to take out pretty much everyone from RC. And allow him and Jayabur to get a nice early top 2. Follow that up with a mask for Phantom to get into 3rd, and Residentes just kind of being a nice blockade. And Regicide not really having the items go their way that race. Not well executed engines or masks to get themselves back into the race there, but regardless, they are still holding a nice 26-point gap at race number 5, being Tiny Arena.
And you could even say that Residentes being the full focus of RC during those first 4 laps kind of helped that top 3 just be completely safe.
I'll agree with that as well. No one able to get a nice enough engine pulse width to get back up to the front. Regicide did have the engine rolls, but wasn't able to make it work. Should probably switch the music up here too.
Yeah, true. It's funny, the Tiny Arena music is like the shortest song in the game, and it's the longest track.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's also used in Turbo Track too, so
yeah.
I guess it kind of makes sense. But if you want to talk about complete opposites of tracks, I think Ruse and Tiny Arena would be completely opposite to each other in just how they are able to play. With Ruse, you know, they have the potential for the pulse wig comebacks, fairly short track. Tiny Arena, pretty much the opposite when it comes to those regards. Where
I mean, the biggest difference you can say is on Ruse you can pulse width and chain it the whole lap, and on Tiny Arena you can't pulse width for more than like 5 meters.
That is absolutely true. Unless you are in a quad.
Yeah,
then it is possible on certain cuts.
Even then, no, you can never build up that much speed with the clock effects.
Oh, you haven't seen me play this track then.
I've seen some things, but...
It does look like Dre is going to die here early at the pad, so pretty scary situation here at the front. Does look like Dong has quite a bit of a gap here at the start, but not really capitalizing on the lead. He doesn't really know that he has. Jabber gonna take a TNT here, and it does look like an early top 2 here for Regicide.
Dong's lost Sacred Fire.
Dong. I don't know,
A
did he
shield
lose
from
fire? I
Duvan.
can't tell. Yes,
Yeah, he did.
Meg here is about to be holding a juiced bomb.
First lap
and-
orb from Dre,
Yep, first lap orb.
but it's
and
no
Meg
longer
doesn't
juiced.
land the bomb on Duvan. Wump is at a premium on this track though, so should be interesting
Unless
to
Dawn
see.
snatches it from in front of him.
Does look like Megumi has built himself quite a bit of a gap here. in
And a
first
shield,
place.
so it's gonna be down to Dong for this orb cool. And we can see from Duvan's POV that Dong doesn't have anything to protect himself. So it might just come down to if Dong gets hit, the orb comes out. And the
here
orb's
comes the
actually
orb,
gonna...
as Dong
there it
does get
is.
hit right for the pad, so going to be dodging him with the iframes of getting hit from what I believe is a Nitro, and Dong also going to be able to catch Residentes and Jayabura as both of them got hit by the orb. Dawn now closing in on Duvan here, as going to be a battle in the back here.
Unjuiced Engine, one of the most valuable items you can get on this track.
That's always the case there. That's another good difference. You want the unjuiced engine on Tiny Arena as opposed to Boost Tubes here. As we do see Dre holding a juiced engine. And he's gonna probably activate it here to get the squish, but he misses
Barely
Residentes.
misses.
It's
And
so
he's trying his best.
You know, guys can just be so slippery. However, Jayabura does get hit on the big straightaway here, which allows Dongitos to get into second. And Don pushing his way up here as well.
And it's a
Up poor
tough job
situation now.
until Drake gets taken out by a bomb here. And so does Dawn. Dawn gets taken out by a missile.
And Dong, who hit something as well. So CG was looking like could be very dangerous.
We
Might be able to
see
balance
Duvan.
something here.
Dawn gets face speakered by Phantom, and now we've got Duvan in second place with a mask.
I love the second place mask. It's always a nice sight to see here. But Duvan kind of low on reserves. He's got to be careful here. And he's also got to make sure creates that Meg is trapping. And Meg, as we see on the map, is slowing down quite a bit. Getting near these CG guys. Probably going to be trying to line up a bomb here.
Seen
Orb's gonna
orb come out
though.
from what looks like fourth
And,
place.
oh, this is going to be very costly here. Meg going to be
That's
getting hit
huge.
here. Losing the first place. That is a risky run when you slow down to try to help your team like that. Of one untimely power item, and now it is a top
It
three.
looks like Phantom's not safe here though.
Just one lap ago, Regicide had a top 4 of their
And
own.
an orb comes
Duvan's
out.
gonna come out here though, and Duvan's going to have to wait at the pad.
And now it look unless
Oh,
Resident
wow.
hits the back bomb.
Residentes with a nice back bomb. This one's just
And
not gonna
Phantom
work
might
for
be
me.
able to overtake Megumi here now. Megumi's got no item. It seems like Phantom doesn't either. The shield from
Echo.
Megumi.
Fire off a green shield here, try to protect himself here against Phantom. He's gonna
He's-
want to slow down and see if he can get the kill here, but doesn't look like he's
Phantom
going
looks
to be
like
able
he's
to.
wise to it, but now his teammates are catching up behind and Phantom's gonna get
Back in.
taken out.
Oh, the shield runs out on Megumi's face just for the Nitro to take him out. Very unfortunate timing for Meg there, as he's going to be losing his fire. If that shield just lasted a few frames longer, it would have been fine, but then he's going to be taking the Nitro to the face here. You see Duvan on the right-hand side, immediately putting some items down. That Nitro doesn't...
They're doing a good job of keeping bottom to a bay with these back bombs. Managed to
Great.
hit both of them.
holding off these bottom 2 here. If Regicide can win his minds, they're lost from this track. That would be huge for them. And Dre is absolutely sniping these guys with these bombs. My goodness.
And now a potential rear cam missile as well.
Dre definitely doing dirty work here for RC. The unsung hero work that doesn't get talked about enough, I think, is all the bombs and the mass kits, the distractions that guy has to put to help his team secure those spots. But regardless here, this is still looking like a very nice race for CG. Duvan's struggling right now to hold fire, but I don't think it's going to matter. He's going to be able
he
to at
is.
least hold second.
Miles ahead.
It was a very
And it
timely
seems
play.
like
for CG to get that mask into orb combo to take out Meg and make those big plays there.
I think despite Dre hitting all these walls, I think he's still safe. It looks like, and this is kind of the thing, unless this missile lands, nope,
not gonna happen.
Dre's got a mask, but yeah, that's kind of that's like the worst case scenario on Tiny Arena. If you're stuck in bomb 2, you've got no reserves, there's a guy in front of you rolling bombs, you're just completely at the mercy of that guy, and Dre took full advantage of it.
You know what I said before this race about this track and Ruse being the opposite? They were, but they play how they normally did with, Ruse, there's usually fighting between the back spots, being able to get back to the front, which didn't happen. But on this tiny arena here, usually the team who gets that early breakaway is able to hold it, but that didn't happen this race at all. Very interesting how that tiny arena played out. But regardless, at the halfway mark, Regicide holding a 23-point lead here is definitely not where they want to be. I'm sure that they'd probably rather be blowing them out of the water at this point, but definitely not a terrible lead either.
And I think it will definitely come down to these next few races, how this match ends. If Crazy Geniuses are able to make the comeback in these next few races, they have a chance. But if RC are able to get a top 3 once more, I think, like the match we saw yesterday, it will kind of be out of their hands. Or not out of their hands, but I think their mentality will make it difficult.
I do think right now CG's got to have some confidence after these last 2 races, how things have turned out for them.
And even then, I feel like they kind of feel like they should be getting more. And it seems like they have some really good opportunities. And I think if they keep it up how they're going, they could definitely make the comeback.
Coming up here is Mystery Caves, which is another certified Regicide classic here. And there's a reason for that. I really just enjoy this track because it's very balanced and just how it's got a little bit of everything here. You can go fast and make it work. You can go wide and make it work here. I would say this is, obviously there is RNG in every race, but this is more of a track where it's really how the player themselves can make things work here. If you get a good start, you can usually hold your start. Let's see what happens here though. Who opts to go wide at the first shortcut? You see Devon gonna be going for a crate here early on. I want to roll this item late, and he does get hit here, unfortunately for him. It does look like Meg is going to get that early beaker on Jayabura, so he could be able to break away here. Going to be Residentes, and he's going to line up that bomb on Residentes, so a very early top 2 now for Regicide, as Dre's going to be working his way up through the pack here, holding a bomb, trying to see if he can get Jayabura with it, and he is going to land that nicely there. A very nice comeback race here for RC after completely floundering that tiny arena. And they have built themselves quite a bit of a gap here, which I would say for this track always feels very good. Even a little bit of a gap on the track is, oh, wow, where'd that bomb come from? I don't know. That was weird, but okay.
A little bit of ghost bomb action. And Dawn here in 8th is really going to make it difficult for CG.
Oh. Yeah, Duvon taking the trapped crate there. Even though Dre did lose fire there briefly, not going to be able to capitalize off of it. We'll see here if CG is able to make a push here, as Dawn is kind of far behind right now, so CG definitely has an opportunity to push. Phantom has definitely got closer to Dre, as Dre
These
does
bums
have
are going to cause problems.
Going to try to see if he can get Phantom with any of these bombs here. Probably going to want to opt to get a little closer, and he does land the bomb on Phantom.
Dawn's making his push up into the pack now.
And
it looks like he's going to get taken out.
Get wiped there, right around the pad. It's going to be Jayabura's turn to see if he can do anything. So Dre wins here. Dong rolling his shield is pretty big for him as Dre finds a missile, so he's going for the back missile there. I don't think he did it right, but no, I take that back. He does land the back missile. Orb's going to come out here though. Dre is going to get hit right before the pad, as well as Megumi right in the shortcut. That is not the place that you want to get hit at all. He's going to be losing quite a bit of time. The CG might be able to make a push here.
But even then, the gap's quite large still, and they're not building any ground, gaining any ground.
Like Phantom's right there, right on top of both Megumi and Dre, who are on top of each other. So they have to be careful here as Dre lines that bomb back, and he does take out Phantom with it. Dre, very clutch bombs these were for Regicide here, as Duvon does have triple missiles here, so if he is able to get close enough to Dre and Meg, he can make a difference here. Duvon's gonna fire a missile down the straight. It might take out Megumi. He is going to get hit by a bomb, but the missile does land in the shortcut on Meg. He's in a very bad spot now. Oh no, he's gonna accidentally team kill his buddy with the missile, and that is not what you want to do there.
And now Megumi has the missile for Phantom, so Phantom fails to block this.
He does block it. Nitro tight on the first jump. It's going to be very close here. Meg finds it Nitro though, and he's going to take a TNT, and as a host, that is not what you want to do. It's going to be very close here. Can he be able to make it to the finish line? He's going to have an engine, so he will have a little bit of extra speed.
But a clock and the engine's active. And now Dawn's... This is Dawn's clock here. Dawn could definitely make it through the pack.
It's Nitro before the line. Can he make it? Yes, he barely does. Oh my goodness. What a chaotic finish there. But regardless, another top 3 for RC.
This might be what I was talking about. This could be the breaking point for CG.
Yeah, that definitely looked like they had a shot there after Duvon landed a missile on Meg, but you know, with the team killed there and Phantom not able to make that combo on Megumi, he allowed him to get back into the picture. Funny enough, that clock with the engine combination, just a slight bit quicker to be able to move to the front and secure that 3rd place.
And you can tell that's Megumi's call there for Dawn to use that, which is just it's just a good play. Just
heads up there by Regicide with that block timing. Although if I was Meg, I would have pulse with it at the end, but yeah, I'm gonna grill him on that there.
If it works, it works.
It did work, so can't really fault that too badly there. But speaking of engine pulse with, this track here is pretty notorious when it comes to engine pulse with. I'd say this is probably community favorite when it comes to pulse with tracks. You definitely can get some serious speed here, but also can't carry it too far, and kind of tricky to do it correctly on this track. So it does offer some pretty good balance with how the engines work here. I know that you guys at GSC call it Granny Island.
There's definitely some, there's been some interesting races on this track. Some very historical events occurring.
It's a nitro-fueled classic here coming up. It's going to be interesting to see who's going to opt to go for some engine pulse with here at the start. I will say Regicide doesn't really have a strong engine pulse footer here from what I can see from the lineup. I'd say probably Dong or Meg could be the best, but I believe both of them are on the front row, and you don't really want a front row guy going for the pulse wood here on this track. You'd rather leave that to someone in the back row.
I expect we'll see Dre go backwards for the Wumpa, if anyone.
But we fire off into the grid here, and we'll see who's able to take the island. And it is going to be Dre going backwards for the Wumpa, and no one from CG will join him, so he will have that Wumpa all to himself. Yvonne slowing down here. He's only going to find a canister though in the back spots. It does look like Dre does find that early engine, and Meg finds an early lead. So could be potentially big news here for Regicide if they're able to convert off of their pretty good early start here. Dawn with a mask, he's got to be careful not to take out Dre though, as Dre is going to fire off a
Dre
canister.
activates his canister just too early.
Yeah,
But the
usually when
bomb's
you
landing from Megumi.
bombs will take out Residentes anyway, so not gonna matter too much there. But usually when you have a canister, you want to be able to hold it into pulse width, but he didn't quite do that there. As Devon has an engine but goes straight into a nitro, so he's going to have to use that engine unjuiced now. Fortunate for him, but he is making pretty good use out of this unjuiced engine. He does have a fair bit of speed here.
Chaining into the canister is going to be strong here. Dong has the missile for him.
Too, that this is one of Dawn's favorite tracks to just drive around, so could be big here. That missile by Duvon on Dong right before the shortcut is gonna send him to the back, but I mean, Regicide's looking pretty good right now. They have a pretty strong lead at the moment with their top 3. I don't see how
CG are really gonna want to have a super engine here to catch up.
And Duvon does have an engine. I don't even think an engine is going to be enough here, and you're probably going to need like a few engines if you want to get back into this race here, but we'll see what Duvon can do. He's got to use this engine here, but he opts not to. You really need to chain that engine into that set if you want any chance of coming back up. And he's also spamming the engine way too fast right now. Got to be careful here with his teammate not to team kill him. Also hits the pad there, so he's going to lose a little bit more speed. Didn't get quite the amount of speed that he needed to really get into that top 3. Very unfortunate for him. We do see Dongitos in the back on a pretty clumped up CG squad right now. So if he's able to roll a mast or some engines, he can definitely work his way back up. And it does look like Dong on the map is going wide, so that means he's in an engine. Gonna be working his way up through here. He does have to fight.
It's gonna be hard to get through this whole pack though, but he has a mask.
Oh no, he does have the mask here. He's gonna take out Duvon with it. Can he get Jayabura though? It doesn't look like he's going to be able to reach it. Not quite, but he is going to hold on to that 5th place. Another big win for RC.
And that's just devastating for CG. It's gonna be hard to recover.
That might be the dagger right there. Even though they're not mathematically out of it, they're realistically, I think the gap is too large to overcome with just 3 races left now.
$53-point deficit.
Yeah, they'll need 3 consecutive top 4s to win by 4. Very unlikely to happen.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna struggle with that.
Do have Android coming up here though. Man, this track list really favors RC, I gotta say. Aside from Tiny Arena, these are all the tracks that I know that this team plays well on.
Yeah, I feel like that's true. Like, these are all tracks that RC are very comfortable in, but at the same time you kind of have to be proficient on all the tracks nowadays. I don't think it's really reasonable to only be good at a certain amount of tracks and not the others.
That is true, but I would be lying if I said we didn't have favorites. Should also probably switch up music here.
True, we actually missed Inferno Island.
Oh, crap. It really just does become background noise.
Yeah.
You just kind of phase it out.
I think what I could actually do is maybe try and make the music connected to the like load screen that I have. I might have to look into that.
That would be pretty big brain.
Yeah, I think it is possible.
Then we just don't have to think about it.
Yeah. I don't have
Lovely.
only have to switch one file.
I'm also, I just had this idea hit me of going on my phone to watch the stream there, and that way I can read the chat while we're streaming. So I'm now in the chat, and I can see anyone who's typing.
Yeah, at some point we need to get affiliated, and then we can get some like predictions, some polls and stuff in the chat. Get that interaction growing.
See some good interaction. We do have 38 viewers at the moment. Not too bad for a Saturday night of just
yeah, and
hanging
considering
out
this is the opposite of the peak for Europeans right now, so.
Interesting how this race has started out with the two item players, both rolling masks here at the front. It's Duvon versus, oh yeah, Duvon versus Dre, and Duvon does roll the bomb. He's going to be able to get that early first, and CG actually has a pretty nice start right now with a nice and early top two. It's going to be Dawn and Dongitos fighting to try and break up that top two, as Meg's going to be firing a missile down, and it does look like it takes out Phantom, and Jayabura is going to be hit as well. So Duvon now trying to be the lone survivor at the front for his team here, holding just a single unjuiced bomb. He does want to get someone by here, hopefully. I will say, a lot of people might say that Android's a boring track, but I think that it kind of gives it its own unique charm, you know, with just how long it is and item plays. You really always have to be thinking long term on this track here, as Duvon holds that bomb forever and finds a perfect snipe for a double kill on both Dawn and Dongitos. Oh, I take that back.
I think Dong's fine.
Yeah, it does look like Dong is fine. He did flash red there, but he's okay.
But he's actually gonna
he's
die.
Going to get hit now, and it is going to be Residentes moving up into second.
If there's any time for CG to get top 4, it would be now.
Yes, but the bad news is they also have bottom 2 here, and quite a significant distance behind as well. However, this Regicide team is fairly clumped up on each other, as we do see Dre going for some engine pulse with action, and he's going to get a fairly good one too. Pretty close behind here to Residentes. He's sitting in his shield right now as Dre's holding an engine here, but as I say, you always got to be thinking long term on this track. I think the best play here for Dre is to just try to hold this engine long enough so he can go for another engine pulse win. Does have to be careful with that beaker there, make sure that information gets relayed down to his team.
And also there's so few item rolls on this track that there's a low chance he'd actually get anything better from the item rolls.
Especially in third place here, as he does go for that second engine. He's going for that engine pulse win now. Does have to be careful here. He's gonna have a missile, but you gotta shoot your missiles when you get very close to a guy, or else it's just not going to be making a difference. You see here, doesn't get quite the ending he needed. Lost quite a bit of speed as we see Residentes slowing down and going to be getting the missile kill, but by slowing down, it allows other Regicide members to get near him. And now we see Meg in third place with the engine here. And Meg should be holding this engine here to the next set, but, well, not the next set, but the big straight. Try to go for another engine.
That was showed from Residentes. It's going to make it difficult for Megumi to pass.
Does look like the CG bottom 2 has found their way up and passed on, but still quite a bit of a distance behind. Meg going for an engine pulse would now does get the kill on I believe that's Dre, so Meg up into second now. See here if CG is able to do anything about it. Vaughn is just holding a shield, but no item underneath the shield, which is very interesting, so he can't really play too offensive right now. He's gonna have to wait a little bit.
Oh, that is a blunder.
That is
he
not
hesitates.
What you want to do at all.
But both are items, but he takes the cleaner.
Oh, that is so sad. But Beg's actually gonna lose fire here. I don't think it's gonna matter though.
Residentes might be able to do something with this opportunity. No, it's final lap.
Oh, it's over. Regicide clinches the war victory with that unfortunate blunder there from Duvan at the end, trying to make a play.
And you could see what he was going for, but
enough.
the hesitation brought him down. And I think unless something changed, I think it wouldn't have mattered regardless, because we see Phantom wasn't able to make it up through the pack anyway. And
Yeah, quite
I
unfortunate
actually
there.
gone and missed the screenshot, so I'm gonna have to go back and find that.
Well, Meg was first, Duvan was second. Or no, he was third. Residentes was second. Fourth was Jayabura, and seventh was Phantom. Not sure. Well, with the player, you can go back in time with that.
Yeah, I've got it on. I've got the screenshot. We're good.
Okay.
We're good. The one benefit of YouTube streams is it's easy to go back on them.
Shout out to Anton from that.
Shout out to Anton. Do we have any Anton fans in the chat?
We do. Imagine is the biggest Anton fan right now.
Do we have
Saying,
any
I
bigger
am an
Anton
Anton
fans?
Pago enthusiast. That is bigger than an Anton fan. He's an Anton Pago enthusiast. Let's clap our hands together in appreciation of Anton the Pago. May you be well in your travels.
Do we have any Anton fan club fans in the chat?
Anton fan club. Well, I
There's
don't know
some
about
Anton
Anton
fan club leaders.
but I am in the Thunderstruck fan club because this track is just all over the place. One of my favorites to drive around here. This track is so fast-paced. No lead is safe here, but also no deficit is too big. It is a track where things can just change really quickly.
Yeah, I'm actually a big fan of this track in Wars. I think it's got a really high skill ceiling.
Don finished
What's wrong?
5th the last race.
Oh,
You gave him 0 points.
got it.
Yeah. Alright, all fixed there. Sorry about that, Don. We are good now, though. But with Thunderstruck coming up here, you do have 3, well, actually, technically 4 crate rolls before you get to the blue fire. So, definitely a bit of item play mix-ups here at the start.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of how this track plays in Wars.
Except when you get lap hit by certain people.
I suppose that's true, but just roll a shield, it's that simple.
Does look like a top 4 start though for CG, so they're able to get a nice
And
beginning
Dong's
here as
disconnected here.
well. Yeah, that's unfortunate for Dong, but right now they are top 4, all 4 members past the blue fire pad as well.
And this is a
And
really...
there's the
Oh, Unjuiced Orb.
and it's going to take out Duvan, and oh my god, all of CG
These
loses
Unjuiced
fire
Orbs are
anyway.
brutal.
Oh my goodness! They can't
These
catch a break,
Unjuiced Orbs
poor
have
guy.
no mercy.
That's so unfortunate. But it doesn't look like Dre's got fire either. And Dawn also loses fire as well, so it's just gonna be
And
Meg.
another orb from Dre.
Oh my!
And he fires
Regicide
it immediately.
pulling all the power right now. Does Meg even have a shield for this? No, he doesn't, but it doesn't matter.
Duvan manages to pull off the back spam on Dre, so Dre's not going to be able to get through the whole pack, but Duvan's taking the sacrifice.
It does look like Dawn was able to get the 2nd place off of Residentes. That is just brutal if you're CG there, man. No,
Yeah, it feels
you
like
can't-
as soon as CG has a good race, they're just getting pummeled by perfectly executed power items.
That's happened twice now. with Engine Labs as well, where just an untimely orb just takes out all of them when they were top 4. Dre here with a mask now in Infinites. He's gonna be trying to see if he can get some CG kills there. He finds Resident X, but he does have Duvon behind him. He does have to be a little bit careful here. The missiles are actually slower than the blue fire on this track, so missiles can't actually catch you, but Duvon gets hit by one anyway here. We see Dong's bot getting lapped here by Dre. This is still potentially a top 3 here for Regicide, even with Dong disconnecting at the beginning.
See a clock from Duvon.
I think that might be a little too late with the clock, though. We see Dre already in a shield here.
It's definitely, so, I think this will come down to what Phantom calls, but okay, Megumi's unprotected, so there is potential. And the clock is activated.
Oh, while Meg is holding his shield as well. He just rolled that too, and he just couldn't put it on in time. Very unlucky for Meg, who, if that clock went off just a second later, probably
and then
got hit.
Phantom takes an item on the finish line, so now I think this top 3 is going to come true.
Top 3
coming
definitely
through with this
happened
shield.
here. Dre's going to be taking the safe tempo cut, and it's going to lose the shield, but it doesn't look like.
But he actually
he's
took the
going
nitro. And that shield hit was critical. If he doesn't hit that shield, then that's top 3.
It's not
So
quite over
Phantom's
yet,
gonna
though. There's definitely
gonna be pleased with that.
a bit more efficiency here for Dre to do some last second plays here, especially if one of these CG players gets unlucky. But it doesn't look like it's gonna happen. I think these spots are just gonna hold as they are here. And yeah, there you go. Another 1-2-5-8 Regicide there. Maybe getting a little bit lucky after very timely unjuiced orb. Takes out 3 of them, and Jayabura loses fire all on his own. Allows RC to take the victory.
I do feel bad for them there, but we can't really blame that for their loss.
Yeah, like I said, sometimes you just rather be lucky than good in this game. I will say though, coming up tomorrow we have not 1, not 2, but 3 league matches to be played, all varied out through the day at 1400 Central European Time tomorrow. We're going to be having Vanalita going up against Nyx. Should be an interesting matchup to watch. And
this one
later in the evening as well, we're going to be having a matchup between Ripperudi and Ragnarok Squad, as well as Godzis versus Mysterious. However, those 2 matches will be played at the same time, so we will only be covering one of them. I think we're going to be covering the Ripperudi versus Ragnarok Squad match.
Yeah.
Could be. It'll all depend on how things turn out. And then 1 week later, on July 10th, will be the Gentlemen's Club versus Velos Champions at a pretty late time. But Australians and Americans, kind of difficult to coordinate a match, but they did find a time that works for them. So hopefully they can get that match in.
Yeah, they've been. It's a little bit awkward because we could have just, finished up with a week and then announced the next matches early, but
yeah,
unlucky.
That's just how it is sometimes. We do have one final race here in this war. It's gonna be on Dragon Mines.
Mines
yeah.
the Dragons.
Again, a track where the early mask is king.
I remember people were saying the dragon was like the Twok dragon, but I don't know. I guess.
I just got an idea.
Yeah.
What if we banned the whole minecart shortcut? it sucks. You know? Because the minecart cycles are different for everyone, for one. Because of how those cycles are. And they can block guys, you get stuck in there. It's not fun. No one likes it, you know? Say everybody goes around and then be a lot easier. Don't you agree?
The thing is, if you ban the shortcut, what is there?
It does look like Dre had a disconnect though. Or no, not Dre, but Dong. Okay, yeah, Dong still has his power out, but regardless here, we're just gonna go into this last race, just get the war over with. The war's already over, so we're only gonna be going 7th here. And Devon does find some early misses, and it is an early top 3 for RC, as Devon able to actually work his way up into 1st here, as RC had some problems with the shortcut. You know? As I said, the shortcut just sucks, and there's proof of it. And he's gonna fire that missile back, and probably is going to connect, I would imagine. He got a pretty nice spot there. Doesn't look like it's going to do so.
Missile's gonna land on Megumi here.
Yep. He is going to bump the wall though in the shortcut. Can he keep his 1st place though? Does look like he does, as
Dawn taking a minecart by the looks of it.
Yep, the minecart does take out Dawn. Unfortunately for him, we move into lap number 3 now. It is 3-4-5 for RC, as trying to just finish this off here. Devon unable to hold his fire right now. Finds a TNT. That's not what you want to hit. He's gonna die to that. Oh no, he does not die, but he does.
But the bomb here from Megumi. A clock actually looks like that's come out from CG, and that's gonna potentially save Devon here. Especially, unless the bomb snipe lands from Megumi.
Get it. His clock doesn't take Wumpas, so Nick still had 3 Wumped bombs there, and it's a little bit of a Hail Mary bomb. Doesn't connect though. However, Devon doing engine pulse with right now. Holy crap! Go Devon! Does end up dropping it, unfortunately.
Never seen them start it in that spot. It's definitely an interesting one. But I
worked out very well there. It does look like a little.
If he managed to get into that off road and hold the speed.
Oh no! Everybody's getting hit by the minecart now. Orb's gonna come out though. It's unjuiced, and the leader has crossed the line, so it hits Dawn. But it doesn't look like Dre's gonna stay there.
Dre's gonna go up right into 4th place.
Gonna be a 2-3-4 for RC, finishing out the war. If they, I don't. What's the rule? Does Dawn get a point or no?
Just 1 point.
Gets the 1. Okay, so then it is over then. Thank you for the raid, Mr. P. But this match has just concluded, and another one in the books. Regicide takes a strong week 1 victory, and CG definitely had some races where they looked pretty strong. Especially that Roost Tubes, they looked pretty good, as well as the early parts of Engine Labs and Thunderstruck, but got a little bit unlucky. Definitely was a lot closer more than the scoreboard shows it, I would say.
Yeah, I feel like the first 3 races, if they were closer, I think the match overall would have ended closer. But I think that early momentum that RC had just helped them greatly to just dominate.
Race 8, Don should have 4 points, by the way.
Is that right?
5. Yeah.
Race 8. That is true. Because there we are. I think I read 5th place or something, and then gave him
Yeah,
4 instead.
I know what's
Oh, 5.
happening. Just all good
Yeah.
though. That happens a lot
It's
with
5 a.m.
Yeah.
That's my excuse.
I'll wait till you're up early in the morning for VC versus
Oh,
TGC.
shit, yeah. Gotta set my alarm for that one.
Right, primed up for that.
Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be interesting. Yeah, 4 matches happening tomorrow.
3 matches happen tomorrow, yes.
3 matches, yeah. And they're gonna be good. So make sure you're here, because these are the closest seeds in the bracket.
That is true. Although GZ and Mist, not really close to seed, I'd say, but we will have
the other 2 of them.
The other 2 matches that we will be covering, they will be of closer team skill.
And you can see on the table they're 7 to 10, so yeah.
Should be a good one to watch.
Definitely the content of the week. Hopefully we'll see a closer match, because we've only had blowouts so far, so...
They have been blowouts indeed. But
so
with the winning teams being matched up against each other in week 2, should hopefully produce some closer matches.
Yeah, all the 1-0 and 0-1s will be facing each other.
Again, also
update
should
the table.
note, the way that this works is you gotta be in the top 8 to be able to make the playoffs at the end of the league season.
And more specifically, it's you need to win 3 matches to advance. So once you've won your 3 matches, you don't play any more matches after that point until the playoffs. And it's the same if you lose 3 matches, then you're out the league.
Interesting how that works out.
And basically what that means is that you don't have to rely on another team to win or lose in order for you to advance, which is a better way to do it in my opinion. Which is why we're trying out this format this season.
That should definitely make for an interesting last match.
Yeah, the last week will definitely be the most interesting. Because the other aspect is that, like, as time goes on, the matches will be closer in the seeding.
And if we have the seeding off, it'll show it itself.
Alright.
However, I do think that is everything that we have to show you guys today. Tune in tomorrow again. When will this match be exactly?
So 15:30 Central European Time.
That is 11 hours.
Yes. Wow. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
11 hours.
Okay. I thought that was like waking up at 6 in the morning for me, but that is only 9 in the morning. So actually, I think I can be able to cast that match with you.
Alright, well, we'll be probably waking up at the same time, so...
Alright. Tune in, Vanalita versus 6, don't miss it.
It's gonna be a banger.
And, have a good night, guys. Enjoy a nice evening.
Thank you very much for watching. Good night.